Dre don't even do panel. Dr. Dre from Aftermath, one of the co-founders of Death Row, but he's going to be on the panel next door. So y'all need to go and check that out.
Oh, shit. I'm feeling very Jamaican right now.
Of Atlanta. I'd like to welcome you to the How Can I Be Down Fest 1997 and to the Music Publishing / Power Producer, Super Producer panel. Today we're going to keep it pretty informal. It's going to be sort of a question-answer type of thing. I'm going to start out by having our esteemed panelists introduce themselves from the left to the right. So we'll start with you, Gordon.
My name is Gordon Chambers. I'm a hit co-songwriter as of November 1995. You may know some of my compositions. If You Love Me, recorded by Brownstone. I Apologize, recorded by Anita Baker. And Missing You from the film Set It Off, recorded by Brandy to me at Gladys Knight Chaka Khan.
My name is Dre.
Angelique Miles, Senior Director of Creative Services at Warner Chappell Music.
Hello, I'm Kamala Gordon, Senior Director of Writer-Publisher Relations at BMI in New York.
Big John, Vice President Creative, West Coast, EMI Music Publishing.
What's up, I'm Jermaine Dupree. Daryl Thompson, entertainment lawyer.
Isidro Otis, I run a company called the Clyde Otis Music Group, a family-owned music publishing company.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, briefly, I'm just going to have some panelists. Okay, Daryl.
Okay, they combined today's panel with the super hot producers and music publishing. And really, it is good to go hand in hand because all of the producers up here will testify that a lot of the real money is in music publishing. Just for a brief overview of what music publishing is for those of you out there. Music publishing is the money that is earned when you write songs. Now, you may be an artist, you may be a producer, you may even you may be a record company. When you write songs, songs make money. They make money one way. Whoever uses the song has to pay. If it's a record company recording your song, they pay you what's called a mechanical license rate. Okay? The United States established that, and it's set by the United States government, which is currently 6.9 cents per record. Okay? So when you write a complete song, words and music, then you're paid 6.9 cents every time someone records your song and that song is sold on an album or a single or any record. You also receive monies from what's called performing rights. When someone performs your song can be performed when it's played on the radio. That's what ASCAP and BMI do. And we have a representative from BMI who can answer questions about that. When your song is played on the radio, you are paid money as a writer when your song is played on the radio. You also are paid money when your songs are performed live in concert or in a television show or a film. What that is called is a sync license. That's called a sync license. What you usually do in that situation with a television show, a film, or any time your music, a song that you write, is placed in synchronization with any type of live action or motion picture, you're paid a sync fee, and that's totally usually negotiable between you and the person who's using the song. So, again, just to briefly recap, the two big ways, and there are other ways in which your song earns money, but it has to be used by someone to earn money. The two big ways, though, are performing rights, which is generally on the radio or performed live, And that's generally collected by ASCAP BMI when you have your songs performed on the radio or on television. And then you can do your sync licenses yourself, or your publisher will do your sync licenses, negotiating directly with the person who's using the song in synchronization with some live action. And then finally, the biggest way is mechanical licenses. And currently the rate is 6.9 cents for a full composition that's included on an album. So if you write one song, words and music, and you have what's called the full statutory rate, and we'll get into all this later, you'll earn 6.9 cents per copy. And you sell 1 million copies, that's 1 million times 6.9 cents, we'll say 7 cents, that's $70,000. So if you can have a big hit that has a single along with multi-platinum album, you can earn hundreds of thousands of dollars just by writing one song. So you can imagine if you write more than one song. That's a basic overview of music publishing.
Okay, so quickly I want to run to Kamala so she can tell you what BMI and ASCAP do.
Okay, well,
Quickly.
basically, Daryl's explained everything. Once you are a songwriter and have things that are being performed on radio, television, and public arenas, you have to affiliate with BMI or become a member of ASCAP so that you can receive the money. It's an application process. With ASCAP, you have to have something proven to have been performed on radio, and BMI has an open door policy. Fill out a writer application as well as a publishing application. Receive the money either. Often, if you are a member, if it's up to 2 years, if the new clicking on the amount of money, I know BMI will not go back to performances under $100.
Okay, so you basically heard Daryl say that, you know, if you have a hot record, you can make anywhere between $70,000 to $100,000. And can you imagine if I am a new producer and my song is flying up the charts quickly and I'm doing everything but I forget to fill out my paperwork? Well, I've just basically missed out on $70,000 until somebody clues me in. So that's the importance of BMI and ASCAP. I want to go to Big John really quick. BJ. Now, BJ is the VP of Creative for EMI Music Publishing on the West Coast. And BJ's function is primarily to collect, protect, copyright exploit the material of the writers that he represents. So, Big John, can you sort of like tell us generally what a publisher sort of does? Well, you know what I'm saying. Elaborate.
A lot more of what we do, besides what Loretta talked about, is really just getting your songs out there, like exploit them in the biggest way possible, whether that be by films, soundtracks, television, commercials, man, just a bunch of ways. And then also we hook up co-writes, and that's one of the things I do, is I hook my writer up with maybe another writer from another publishing company or another writer who doesn't have a deal. As well as all your administration as well, where we get your songs registered with ASCAP, BMI, and the most important thing is collect the money.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's one of the, I mean, it's so funny because I come across a lot of people who have like a lot of horror stories. As folk and as people, it's a technical field and it's something we do not take the time to understand. But this is the backbone, this is the beginning. Like I said earlier, it begins with the song and it ends with the song. And if you basically do not understand this concept that we're trying to get a point across to you today, you are missing the whole point about income that you can earn just from writing songs and putting it out.
Well, the music. I mean, Tim came to me right before Pony came out. It was the only song that he played for me. And that's what made me sign him. It's the music. It's never who you are or the chart thing. Because some songs charted well that I haven't liked. So that's not really a factor for me all the time.
So it's basically about the music.
Right.
So if I think I have the fire, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to call my manager? Am I supposed to call my attorney to call you? Can I pick up the phone and call you? You gonna call me back? I mean, how am I supposed to handle this?
I would recommend...
I mean, should I go through like one of the like smaller like producers, you know, who have publishing companies? Should I do something like that? Try to get to them first before I even come to you?
It's
I mean,
It's all that. It's all those ways. I mean, I'm just saying right now that was referred to me by Kamala Gordon at BMI. People at ASCAP refer writers to me, managers, attorneys, it's all that.
Okay, definitely. Now, if, I've been told, like, you know what, you guys, I'm asking a lot of questions for you so we can just move this along quickly. I've been told that, like, if I'm a young, hot writer-producer, maybe, you know, Dre and Jermaine, y'all can, like, chime in on this, that I should, like, wait before I do a publishing deal till I have, like, all the hits, or I should just, like, not do one at all. Do y'all have any, like, sentiments on that?
It's like this, if you get in a position where the money is there and you're going to be happy, sometimes the money you just don't go for just the top dollar. Sometimes you wait till you can get into a situation where you're the most comfortable. Me, I'd rather be comfortable than get the most money. Sometimes peace of mind is better than anything. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I feel about it. You just get in a situation where you're comfortable, you can pay your bills and you're straight, you can do your work, and you can get not a penny more or a penny less than what you're supposed to get for your product, and you're living straight and everything is good. That's how I feel you're supposed to live. Anything other than that, I'm not with it, you know. That's my personal feeling about that.
Gordon, you want to?
Yeah, I'd like to add to that because when I signed my first publishing deal with what was Paisley Park, which was a part of Warner Chappell, and I ended up working with Angelique for 3 years. I had a job. You know, I was working at Essence Magazine. I'd been working there for years, and I kept my job while I first started doing my songs, and I had hit #1, and I still kept my job, and I had hit #2, and I still kept my job, and I had hit #3. I had worked on 12 gold and platinum albums before I left my job, and I'm bringing this up because a lot of young writers always come up to me, yo, I'm just trying to get a publishing deal so I can quit my job. It's like, y'all, sometimes you need to keep that job at the post office. You need to keep that job at the gas station. And you know, I'm a living proof of that because one thing about creativity, if you're constantly stressed out, sometimes you can't create. Not all the time, but very often I find the case that sometimes what a publishing deal can help you, it can help you economically so that you can set up your living situations and you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to be trying to buy a mansion to compete with anybody up here because I am living right up in Brooklyn. And you know what I'm saying? It's a good way for you to have somewhat to pad your economic base so that you can be comfortable enough to create productively. And the more productive you are, is the better, you know, that's the better your relationship with your publishing company is going to be. You know, it's not about getting a deal, writing one song, and being out.
Right, and not only that, just always remember that this is a business. So we basically loan you money on your career. So the bottom line is the money that I give you is the money that I'm going to want back plus interest. So the more money you take, the more money you're going to owe me. So that's it. I mean, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, okay. And Daryl's the attorney here is saying get as much as you can. Okay, and that's real too. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's sort of like this. You sort of have to understand about your music. Rico, can you come on up here and join us, please? Everybody, this is one of our panelists. This is Rico Wade and Raymond Murray from Organized Noise Music.
While they're coming up, I'm just going to go back a little bit on what LaRonda and Dre and Gordon were talking about. What you can do, if you are a new songwriter, you can go to a established publishing company and make a publishing deal. What does that mean? They will advance you money on the potential that your songs will earn money in the future, okay?
Right.
They are betting that you will write a hit song that will go on a platinum album and it will collect more than they gave you. That's what they're talking about. When you get a signing advance, it's like LaRonda said, it's like a loan. They will expect to get that money back out of the money that your songs will earn from the various sources we were talking about. And what Dre was saying is, but there's a cost, there's a price, and LaRonda says we want it back with interest. Usually, what it ultimately comes out to be is, a 50-50 split of the publisher share. We're not going to get into how you define that because we don't have time
Yeah, 'cause
today.
we'll be here
but
for
the
about
bottom
2 years.
line is that if for every dollar that you collect, approximately 25 cents goes to the publishing company and you get to keep 75 cents. Okay? Now, if you didn't go and make the publishing deal, then you get to keep all $1 that you collect. The whole situation is, sometimes it's a good thing to do the publishing deal if you are broke and don't have money.
I disagree.
What? Sometimes it's a good thing to do the publishing deal if you are broke and don't have money, because what you have an opportunity to do is get financing to help write some of your songs. And what Gordon is saying is, not only did he do a publishing deal, but he kept his regular job so that he did not have to feel that the publishing deal would finance his entire lifestyle. And there are pros and cons on both sides.
And I just want to add to that, if you have a song out, like say you have a song on the chart right now, we should also let you know that it takes about a year to see your very first royalty from that song. And I mean check number one. And the first check that generally comes is the smallest check. Sometimes that check could be $10, literally. You can 6 months you can get a bigger check. So you're talking about a good year to a year and a half before you're going to see the profit of what you're creating now. So that's why when we talk about, you get the publishing deal, that's why you don't always have to quit the job, buy the big fabulous house. It's still a process.
Okay.
Dre said it best. For all y'all creative people out there, you want to be comfortable. So you got to do whatever you got to do to have a nice clear head to create. So if a publishing deal will help you live, it's not going to set you up to live. It will help you live. That will make you more comfortable. You can create a little better. That's usually what you hope to do. But don't expect to get $100,000, $200,000 when you don't have a track record. If you're Jermaine Dupri, you're Dr. Dre, you can go in and get a lot of money based on your publishing, based on what you're going to do in the future, because they have a track record of hits and years. So you have to be realistic. A lot of times you might want to look for a publishing situation where it's comfortable and you can create, you can go forward with your career, because only a handful of people make it, y'all. There's only a couple of Dr. Dre's, and most are up here on this panel now, so,
Okay. Well, I guess I'll let my disagreement slide for you. Okay, we'll get back to that.
Why don't you talk a little bit, producers about making some good music? How they,
Okay, well, definitely. Actually, what I'm going to do is, I kind of want to get a feel from the audience. Basically, I mean, the conversation is technical. I understand y'all learning something. I mean, how we doing here? We doing all right? Okay, cool. So I know you guys are going to have some questions for Dre and for Jermaine and for Rico here. So I'm going to open up the floor for a little while for questions, and then I want to get back to what I originally came here to do and close it out. Okay, go ahead.
Dre, how you know you got that hot? Saying as a producer.
How do you know you got the hot? Okay. Well, for me, I mean, every producer has a certain way of testing his music, because, of course, everybody that does their own music thinks that what they're doing is the shit. You know what I'm saying? So, every producer, and I'm quite sure Jermaine and Rico can vouch for this, you have a certain way of testing out your music. You have real people around you that's going to tell you, yo, that's whack.
So is that why there's always like a crew of people?
No.
That your people become yes men. And sometimes your people is a little more privy to what you're privy to.
No, but if you got somebody around you that's going to be a yes man, that ain't your people, and you don't need those people in your circumference.
That's usually the way it is. You never get your people.
No, that's usually the way it is, but it ain't the way it is with me. I don't want nobody around me that's going to tell me my shit is hot and it's not. Because I'd rather my boy tell me it's whack than for me to put it out there to the public, and the public tells me it's whack. So I only want real people around me that's going to tell me, go back in the studio.
Does Jermaine, you feel the same way?
What you think about the sample thing? Like a lot of the tracks right now, you probably y'all kind of do it, Dre, you do your thing. But right now, the sample thing is real hot.
Real hot, real hot.
What you think about that? I mean, I'm saying, I started sampling, so I ain't really against it. I'm gonna keep doing it. I sold 8 million records when I did it. You know what I'm saying? Creatively wise, most of the things that's sparking on the radio, that ain't true. Things that hit once before. That ain't true. I got a #1 record on the charts right now for 7 weeks, ain't got no samples in it. Usher.